Hello and welcome back to my FPL channel. I'm FPL D-Unit and today you're here for some more Club World Cup fantasy fun. We're seeing how bad I can be at this game and you are here hopefully to enjoy in the misery that is my Club World Cup campaign. I've dropped from 20,000 at the end of the round of 16 down to 28,000 ahead of the semi-finals. It just makes me wonder how bad other people are going, because I thought that I was literally must be propping up the bottom of the active players now. I've just had another ordinary week and we'll delve into that and why that is. Probably because of the fact I just haven't been watching any of the games. I really don't know what's going on. And I'm just basing players based off the players that I know kind of thing. But the good news is FPL content should be with us very shortly. We'll hopefully get price reveals later this week before the game hopefully opens up some point next week during my school holiday, so I can go into a deep dive, probably a live stream when that drops as well. But without further ado, smash a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, just so you're aware for that fantasy FPL content that is going to be coming out very, very shortly. Without further ado, let's go. So my Club World Cup thoughts post the quarterfinals, and this is where we're at the moment. So I just want to take the time to say congratulations to Les Barryball, who's up to 423 worldwide. He's now leading the league of who you think can beat the D. And look, most people in the league actually beat me. We have got about 190 something teams and I'm down to 92nd on the thing. So I'm literally slap bang mid-table in there. So well done to them. Well done to Bob the Hornet and Zespatani. I think that's how you say it. Top scoring this week with 85 points, both playing their qualification booster chip. Well done to those two teams. They've done an amazing job this week as well. Much better than obviously what I have. So some of my thoughts post what we've seen so far. Can the South Americans be represented in the final? I feel like it's kind of fitting that we get a South American team there. Even though I still expect Chelsea to do the job here, it would be nice considering they've offered so much to the tournament. They've provided so much. It's actually probably been the reason why the tournament's been a success, because all of them, I feel, have come to play and succeed. And we even saw in Palmeiras' defeat to Chelsea that they were really in with a chance of winning that game as well. And I feel like it'd be kind of fitting that we got a South American team to the final. However, I do expect Chelsea to be too good for Fluminense. Now, I do believe for the whole tournament, I've been calling them Fluminense. So, yeah, there you go. I'm not sure why I finally all of a sudden realised. I think when I was typing it out today, I was like, oh, I think I might have been saying that word wrong or the club's name wrong. But Fluminense have had an amazing dream run. They accounted for Al Hilal. The only disappointing thing is obviously they did concede. So we'll look at what that meant for my team in a minute, but that wasn't ideal. PSG, though, looked dominant and like the team that smashed Inter Milan in the Champions League final 5-0. They accounted for Bayern Munich here fairly easily, a comfortable 2-0 win there. And look, realistically, if you invested in the PSG's defence, you've been lapping up the points in the knockout stages because I have not conceded a goal. And realistically, they're playing so damn well, it's hard not to see them just winning it. If I'm being brutally honest, I know I've picked Real Madrid as my winners because I just still think it's kind of rigged. It's a FIFA tournament after all. You never know. I always feel like some of these things are a bit rigged. But PSG look that dominant. I think that potentially they might just win it all. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did at this point. They're just playing so much better than everyone else. Real Madrid and Chelsea, we've laid drama in their games. I mean, there was injury time goals. I actually thought that the Chelsea-Palmeiras game, it was the only game I watched of the quarterfinals just due to the time difference and stuff like that. I actually thought that game was going to go to extra time, and I kind of wished it did because it was like such a riveting game. It was like end-to-end football. I don't know if it was like a preseason thing or it was like a competitive thing. I feel like we're now at the stage of the tournament where teams are going to try and win it. Like there's a lot of money on the line, and you do get the chance to wear a badge on your shirt for the next, I don't know. I'm just trying to give it a bit more weight behind it. Obviously, my team's not even, hasn't been in the tournament at all, and we're unlikely to make the next one in 4 years' time either, being a Man United supporter. But it is what it is. Real Madrid just somehow continue to get the job done. Not convincingly, but they continue to get the job done. The other thing to take note is suspensions are starting to bite. So I've got 2 players actually suspended, plus the 4 that have gone home. Not ideal at all, and kind of frustrating, to be honest with you, because now I'm going to have to use an extra transfer, and I can tell you straight off the bat, you cannot roll transfers from the knockout stages. So I only used 3 of my 4 transfers, and I really wished I'd used that 4th transfer on a Borussia Dortmund player to get rid of him a week early. And I'm kind of annoyed with myself for not doing that because now I'm wasting 3 points this week trying to fix an error that I should have I should have just fixed the last round, but the wording for once in the game was actually correct. You can only roll a transfer in the group stages. You can't do it in the knockout stage at all. I got that wrong, misread it. It is what it is. We roll. Let's have a look how the team performed in the quarterfinal stage. So, not overly fabulous is the honest answer. 43 points, and I only had 3 players return in the 4 games. So I had Mbappe come off the bench and score a goal. That was nice, very convenient. I had Nuno Mendes keep a clean sheet, and I had Hakimi keep a clean sheet and get an assist for 10 points there. Now, I stuffed up. As you can see here, why have you got Pedro Neto as captain? Good question. So I originally picked him over Delap as captain in the Chelsea Palmeiras game, thinking that I'd then swap it. And I'd actually thought, so I'd manually subbed the correct players, and that saved. So as you can see, I had Delap on the bench, Bastani, who I didn't bother bringing in because I didn't think I only wanted 1, and in the end they both got 0, so it made no difference. Freitas, who I subbed out for one of them. Again, I probably should have left him on because he got 1 point. And then Cabell. So I actually got the bench fairly correct, but I thought that after the manual subs that I'd locked in my captain. Now, for some reason, this is the second time this has happened, that I thought I've changed my captain mid-round and it hasn't actually saved. So I actually changed Hakimi as my captain, and for whatever reason, it didn't work. I'm not sure why it didn't save. I honestly don't know. And I've talked to Nick Triggerlips, and he basically said that the same thing kind of happened to him, and you have to do it like twice or whatever. I'm not sure what happened because I was in the app on my phone, and I definitely changed it, and I definitely pressed confirm. So I'm not sure whether it didn't upload to the server or what happened, but I missed out on 8 points, and I would have been on 51 instead of 43. But again, it was a pretty middling week. If you didn't own lots of PSG defenders, realistically, you weren't making too many points because a lot of the big names, as you can see here, didn't do a hell of a lot. Now, if you did have Cole Palmer, he was really good this round, but that's not to say that he's going to be good moving forward. It just means that at the moment, he's been actually not too bad. And yeah, I mean, a lot of the big players like Barcola, Elise, Chris Valencia, even Arias, my no-name Arias. I mean, like, how has he still not got a photo, FIFA? I don't understand how he still doesn't have a photo. You've had all tournament to get a photo of him, and he's still a blank name. And he's like the top scoring midfielder for Fluminense. Can you please sort it out so I can include a photo for him post the semi-finals with some luck? Please and thank you. So the knockout stage predictions, here they are. And Real Madrid is still on track. Now, the card is 4 for 4 from the quarterfinals. It basically said that whoever was playing Man City was going to win, and that was Fluminense. So Fluminense actually beat Al Hilal. So there you go. That's what it's saying. It expected Chelsea to beat Palmeiras. It expected PSG to beat Bayern, and also expected Real Madrid to beat Borussia Dortmund. Now, the card had predicted, which is why I've got Real Madrid on the end. So at the moment, on the bottom half of the draw, the card is 100%, like 100% in terms of its predictions outside of the Flamengo Bayern Munich game where it did pick Flamengo to win that. In terms of the top half as well, it's also on track. Now, I did expect Man City to beat Chelsea. Now, does that mean that Fluminense are actually going to beat Chelsea? Potentially, because as I said, back in the day, it actually picked Al Hilal to beat Man City. So I'm not sure what that means moving forward, but that's pretty much where it is. Again, Real Madrid look like, I just got a feeling, I don't know why, I just feel like it's a FIFA tournament, and I'm not sure why. I just think that Real Madrid is still on track to win. Even though I think PSG are definitely the best team in this tournament, being the best team doesn't always mean that you are going to win. That is what I would say about that. And it'll be interesting to see if that is what takes place over the semi-finals moving into the final. So the semi-final fixtures, these are how they are. So Wednesday, which is later on today, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning for me, 3 a.m. That's when it is. I think it's 8 p.m. UK time. Fluminense play Chelsea in New York, I believe, in the heat of the day. So I'm not sure why they're playing in the heat of the day. Doesn't make a lot of sense. You would think they would have these games at night time so the temperatures were cooler and there would be less complaints from the players about like how hot it is. Then obviously the day after, PSG do take on Real Madrid in the exact same stadium, the MetLife Stadium in New York. Again, I'm not sure what it means in terms of like the fixtures or whatever, but I think that realistically, the manual subs should be a lot easier this week. So obviously you want to have a goalkeeper from probably the Fluminense Chelsea game and a bunch of defenders, then swap them out depending on how the results go for the PSG Real Madrid players on the following day. It should also be easy, touch wood, if I want to change my captain, much easier as well. Now, whether it will be, that's another story for another day. But at the moment, you would expect that would be the case. And yeah, look, I mean, those are the semi-final fixtures. Hopefully we get 2 really good games. Hopefully they're competitive. Hopefully there's lots of goals. Who knows? So my thoughts ahead of the semi-finals, will it be a European final or will South America be represented? I really do hope, for the sake of the Club World Cup and the fact that it has been very much that way inclined, that hopefully we do end up with South America representation in there. It would be really nice if we did get that. Whether we will or not will be another story, but I kind of hope that that's the case. Trying to pick the right players for one-off games is really hard. Now, there's every chance that some weird person will end up scoring the goals in these games and we won't actually get that many points, which is why I said I expect the average points for the semi-finals and the finals to be around about the 50-point mark, because obviously you're going to be having lots of players play against one another. And for that reason, it doesn't make a lot of sense that there will be a lot of points on offer, because that means your defenders or your forwards are going to be getting cancelled out by one or the other. So you can't expect all your players to be doing really well. Can anyone stop PSG? Can Real Madrid do it? I'm not sure that they can, but the card reckons they can, but I'm not convinced. The PSG do look really good. And lastly, will we see cagey affairs or end-to-end preseason football? That's the question. I feel like that's where Fluminense come into their own because of the fact that it's during the season for them. They should, in theory, be in the best rhythm of the 4 teams remaining. Does that mean that they can win it? I'm not sure. We've seen the European teams, generally speaking, account for the South American teams so far this tournament, even though they are literally in preseason. So for that reason, I think that has to be taken into account. There's obviously a lot more budget, a lot more money is being spent on the squads in European football compared to South America. But I kind of hope, as I said, that the South American team is represented in the final. Whether it happens or not is another case. And I suppose we'll find out post the semi-finals. So my team selection for the semi-finals, this is how we're doing it. So I've obviously got rid of all my Borussia Dortmund players. I've got rid of Freites and I've got rid of Liam Delap, who are suspended for the semi-final stage. And I've gone with Fabio. He's going to be starting goal in the Chelsea game. I've then got Gusto and Adria Bio because of the fact that funds were kind of limited there. Then I've got Cole Palmer starting off as the captain in that game, with Arias and Pedro Neto also there. Then, obviously, my manual subs are on the bench. So I'm going with Donnarumma and Barcola, with Garcia and Vinny Jr. on the bench. And realistically, I expect probably all 4 of them to come into the team post the first semi-final. Unless, obviously, it's like a 0-0 draw. I'm not sure what it would need to be that. Potentially, I mean, if it's 0-0 and it goes to penalties, that means Pedro Neto and Palmer are blanking. And then I wouldn't need Donnarumma and probably Garcia, which means that Vinny and Barcola would come in for Palmer and Pedro Neto. But yeah, realistically, I think that the smart play is to make Cole Palmer the captain here. He did look like he was in much better form against Palmeiras, had a lot more shots, a lot more involvement. Now, they were missing 3 of the 4 players, but look, at the end of the day, when you've only got 4 teams to pick players from and you're handicapped by the amount of players you can pick from only one team, it does make it kind of difficult. So I've obviously got 5 PSG players in there. I'm expecting them. This is what I'm talking about. So I've got 5 PSG and 4 Real Madrid players. That's 9 of my squad of 15. It's not overly conducive for what you want to be doing. But essentially, that's what we're going with. That's the team selection for the semi-finals. Good luck with your team selection as well. I think we're all going to need it at this moment in time. So that brings us to the end of my team selection, my preview of the semi-finals, my review of what has been a disastrous campaign during the quarterfinals. My manual subs, again, not coming to the fore, especially in terms of the captaincy roulette. Not actually confirming it. I'm not sure what's happened there, but it is what it is. We roll, we go again. If I could finish top 20,000, I think I'd take that at this moment in time. I've obviously still got the max captain chip to play, which I am still aiming to play. Well, I am going to be playing it in the final because there's no other time to play it. So yeah, that's my aim. Good luck this week. FPL content will be coming. The game will be dropping very shortly, and that means we can move on from what has been a slog through the Club World Cup. Thanks to everyone that has continued to watch and support the channel. I'll be back with you again soon, and good luck for this week. I've been FPL D-Unit. That's been your Club World Cup content for the semi-finals.